We are starting championship match for the Van Hart 2017 Invitational. We're going to see Jade Druid versus Aggro Druid. From Seohyun's side, it looks like he has Ramp. He's not playing the Ironwood Golem and Oaken Summons. Jade Druid, that a lot have been playing recently. He's playing the one with Jade Spirit, so both lists seem pretty strong to me, and Raven comes down turn 1 from Aviera. So Seohyun has a lot of nice ramp here. That Marquee charge 4/4, well as giving him another minion, and he has he has 3 different plays he can use here. You can swipe the 4/4, play Blossom, or play Spirit. Spirit goes wide, swipe removes the threat, and Blossom just ramps him up well, helping his Jade Idol count.
What to do? I wonder. Time waits for no one.
So we're going to see the swipe being played by Seohyun, removing the Enchanted Ravens. Now Captain comes down, which is pretty strong for Aviera, and more Jades coming from Seohyun. So he's just going to play the Jade Spirit, and probably Aya or Behemoth, and just really start to make those Jades big.
The Pirate's Cove.
Another pirate coming down, another captain coming down, along with Druid of the Swarm. Allows him just to keep hitting face, and this isn't looking too good for Seohyun. Next turn he can buff everything and play Savage Roar, which is pretty scary. There's some hatches going to the Behemoth, and then, yeah. Seohyun just concedes, and Aviera goes up 1-0 in the championship. So we're going to see the Tempo Road from Aviera, and Seohyun sticking with his Jade Druid.
Done.
You incur my wrath.
And a bit of BM there from Aviera, and it looks like Seohyun's having no part in it. So he picks up a Swashbuckler, but just decides to dagger up, and I guess, yeah, he's just gonna hero power hit face.
Amazing.
So we see SI7 being dropped here without anything, but it sets him up next turn to drop a good Edwin. able to trade, bring it back. Or you might just do it with the Swashbuckler, gets an extra little bounce out of it, yeah. And the Starfall's picked up, which is a pretty good card.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
That should be an 8/8 Edwin, and yeah. So here, Seohyun's going to be able to coin out Spreading Plague if he chooses with double Arcane Tyrant, which is a pretty strong, you know, counter to that 8/8 Edwin. And so we're going to see the Starfall pickup be really helpful to get through everything. $2 is definitely the line. And now he's able to get rid of all the taunts. It's really works well for his quarter creeper coming down next turn. Well, here we see Aya.
Golems are a girl's best friend.
I'm going to see both Arcane Tyrants traded into the Edwin, and then the Scarab hit his face. Behemoth with Corridor Creepers, it seems pretty strong. But next turn, he's going to be able to play his own Behemoth and probably Jasper Spellstone the SI. Or no, he could Branching Paths, buff the attack, so he could trade Aya into Behemoth, trade the 2/2 into Corridor plus Spellstone, and then with the other turn, the Branching Paths, he could just draw a card, he could armor up.
What to do?
And he'll just use Hero Power to take out the 3/1, which means he has lots of good options here. He'll most likely see the line. So he's gaining 6 armor. Oh, okay. Yep, this line also works.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah, this is probably better. And that's why he's ranked 90 legend and I am not.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on? Again.
So next turn we're going to see the Lich King come down.
Warriors of the frozen wastes.
So here all he needs to do is swipe the 2/3, trade Medieval to the Lich King, and he can play Blossom. Yep. This looks like a really strong play. Death Coil isn't the card you want.
My totems,
Or,
my pretty totems.
From the Lich King there, and that's a pretty good card.
My pretties.
And he gets that 1/1 Searing Totem. Probably the worst one you could get, but you know.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
You don't get to see the Elven Mistral get played, and he could play it again if he wanted to. But he's just going to pass my try to take some control over the board, but with Behemoth and Jade Spirit coming down next turn, I don't think he's getting much of the board.
I wonder.
And hopefully there's no Doomsayer here.
My pretties.
Nope. Cavern Shiny Finder. Trade in the minions, go face, and there's not too much that can be done. See him playing Mortal Coil on the 5, or Death Coil, sorry, on the 5/5, and then Elven. Draw some more cards and use
There
them.
once was a man from Gilneas.
But it's not looking too pretty. I think daggering up while playing one of the deck hands, just taking out the taunt. It's not the worst idea. And that there's pretty much game. Seohyun's able to trade efficiently and whenever, in whichever manner he really wants to, and yeah, there's no answer to this. The best play would probably be South Sea Bone Mare, but takes up a 3/6 and leaves up a taunt, but that's still game. So we'll probably see Aviera concede. He's just gonna play out the corner. Maybe he'll see if he can't count properly. But just trade one of the Jade Spirits and then hit face with 6 on the set. There's so many different ways he can do this.
Smart move.
And we see Aviera concede. So it'll be 1-1. Finals, the Banhards in 2017.
None can escape my fury. I am the Iron Hand of Justice.
And there we go. Everyone's back, and we're going to see Tempo Rogue versus Tempo Rogue. Seohyun has Keleseth in hand, along with his Swashbuckler and Creeper. And Aviera does not find his Keleseth, which is unfortunate, but as we saw last game, even triple Keleseth doesn't mean you get a win. I feel like Seohyun's hand's pretty... Yeah, you get rid of a Swashbuckler, it's fine, because you don't want to play it on turn 1 if you have Keleseth turn 2. And we see the deck hand pick up. We haven't seen many Fireflies or Swashbucklers been played on turn 1 with these Tempo Rogue decks, which is a little odd. You usually see that, but I think Keleseth's just going to get dropped now.
Truth is found in death. Trust the Pirate's Cove.
So he drops Captain, now he's able to push 5 to the face with backstab. More backstabbing the Keleseth, but the 3/3 patch is nice to take out the Captain. Not nullify, but help. If he daggers up and then trades both minions into the 3/3, he could play the Corridor Creeper. He's just gonna be able to drop this and then maybe SI7? Or, no, not SI7, Firefly maybe? But Seohyun's going to be able to follow that up with his own quarter creeper plus SI7, so both players not in the worst of spots. Seohyun has a bit of an advantage with Elvin. He's able to draw more cards, and he has the buffs on all of his minions, but see what Swashbuckler does, and that is not what you want in this matchup. Viscerate maybe, Sap maybe, but not Blades of Fury.
Think.
So we should be playing the SI7 onto the Corridor Creeper.
Ha, this guy's
That
tough.
means even if he uses his weapon to take out Corridor Creeper, the SI7 can still kill it, and that is not what you want. So I could see him just playing Edwin and Hero Power. It's either Edwin or Elvin, and he has better stats and isn't that big of a
The Brotherhood
game changer.
shall prevail.
And Aviera draws his Elven Mistral, but that doesn't help him that much just because he doesn't have an activator for it, just like Seohyun. And there we go. We got an activator for Elven now.
There once was a man
Especially
from
with this
Gilneas.
board plus Bone Mare next turn, it looks pretty good. I want to see the captain come in and trade. And Shadow. So we could play Elven, Shadow Step up, and then play Elven again to get the draw, but it's not looking too good.
Think.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
And he's not gonna, he's just gonna dagger up and play that for tempo. Which I don't think's the right play. You don't have anything going for you, you need to draw cards, but Bone Mare can just come down and just hit face. You could trade one of his cards in if you want. Yeah, and just push it. And this turn, lethal this turn, and Spellbreaker comes on, which is a good card, but not good enough. He silences it, it's still a 3-2, which means Seohyun has 12 for exact lethal. He could Spellbreaker, Shadow Step Spellbreaker, which is his only out, I think. When I say out, I mean it's one off lethal. And he has his dagger, so it doesn't really... That's game for Seohyun. He goes up 2-1 against Aviera.
Smart move. I concede.
So from Seohyun, we see the
The light shall
Raza Priest.
Let's have some
And
fun.
from Aviera, we see the Zulog. And Aviera has Keliseth. What? Seohyun has Kazakis. I'd probably take Keliseth over Kazakis, but you know. We'll be able to start with turn 1. Ice Shard isn't that great just because North Shard comes down next turn. Oh, he's gonna hold.
Is someone injured?
Okay, so Keliseth gets dropped down, but it doesn't do that much just because he gets the draw with it.
Truth is found in your blood.
What's important to note is the he runs Serenites, which is a great,
Trust the
which is great to have with
I'm inside.
Keliseth buffs. 2/2/3s compared to 2/3/4s is a big difference, but the Despicable Dreglord that's in hand doesn't get buffed, which means it's still a 4 attack minion, which priests can't deal with cleanly. If it was a 5 attack, they could play Death. They could get rid of it with Anduin, but as a 4/5, there's not too much you can do with it besides Dragonfire or Scream it,
I must
or take it out the
consider.
old-fashioned way by hitting it a lot with other minions. But Aviera looks pretty strong from here. Seohyun does have an out with Pyro, Coin, Pain, but I feel like you might want to save that for a wee bit. Maybe just play Novice Engineer.
Hiya, friend. Hiya, friend.
And we see a bit of BM going on from Aviera, trying to get in Seohyun's hand, but I don't think that's working.
Not too quickly.
Hiya, friend.
I think it's either Novice or the whole Wild Pyro play just to clear the board. I don't think he ever just heals up. He needs to be proactive in this. Coin. Oh. He's just going to coin out Priest to the Feast to contest the board. It's a good play, but Serenite just... I was going to drop the other captain.
The pirate's code.
I think Serenite was a better play than that.
I should meet you.
Not too sure, but I think Serenite chain gang there was much better. So here you play Wild Pyro, Raiden Elmo, and just Smite key patches, which clears everything except for the captain, which will be a 4/4 at the end of the turn. So here we'll probably just see Dreadlord come down and trade into the Elemental, which just fully clears the board. So Seohyun's most likely going to play the 5, try to get some AoE going, and that's really good. Akanai Soul Priest. And he gets 4 to all, which is really strong. Or draw 2. He needs both of those, so. From previous games, we know Aviera has Gul'dan in his deck, which some zoos run, some don't, so that's a little bit of an extra to have. So the Kazakus potion is 4 to all plus 7 armor, which is a pretty solid potion. He's going to drop the Serenite and the Void Lord, I think. The Serenite's so strong, it's 2/3/4s, but the Doomguard's a 5/7 with charge, so I don't know.
Dares summon me.
He's just gonna, and he doesn't lose the chain gang, which is really strong. So now the potion doesn't have to do, but he could still play Akanai. Circle of Healing plus heal the 4/5, which kills it. Which leaves a 5/3 Doomguard and a 3/1 Akanai on the board.
I wonder.
Other than that, I'm not really sure what. Exact Explosion doesn't kill anything. He can Novice to try to find a card, but he does this. He's just setting up for the potion, I guess. I feel like Aviera can just tap. I don't feel like he needs to play anything.
How long can this go on? How long can this
Like,
go
if he didn't have the answer last turn, he could have Psychic Scream this turn. He still could have so many different outs. I don't think that was the best play. And Anduin comes in, which will be
Embrace.
very helpful against the cooldown that comes down, but yeah, I don't think committing to the board there was the best play for Aviera. So he's just gonna take Void. That's a really good card. He'll probably just tap here, see what he gets. And he just holds. He might throw the Imp out just for something to contest the 3/1, but I don't think he plays the... Yeah, I guess he could.
You are not the boss of me.
hope you like my invention.
And Velen comes in hand. That's helpful. So I guess he's just gonna throw everything out. Shadowward Pain the Imp, and then hit face and Pink face and Zero face as well. I really think that turn where he overcommitted to the board was a real bad play for him there. 3, 6, 7, 8.
You are not the boss of
We're
me.
gonna see the Imp get drawn. And he's just gonna end turn.
Not all who wander are lost.
He chooses to take out the Imp. He's just gonna hit face. So now with cooldown coming down, he goes back up to 12. He has an Imp, 2 Malchazar's Imp, 1 Flame Imp, Dreadlord, and a Doomguard, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So the Doomguard just trades in, but that's still game. So Seohyun goes up. Oh no, that's not game, sorry. Yep, there we go, that works. Well, Seohyun wins 3-1, and he is our Van Hearth 2017 champion. You see him drinking his bubble tea there, standing up. He seems pretty happy. Thank you all for coming in, checking out the stream, and we hope to see you next time. There'll be many more streams coming up in the future. Just check Twitter at Van Hearth for all the Vancouver Hearthstone events coming up, and thanks for coming by. This is Shlomo, and I think we're going off now.
Oh, it's good to see you again. Pull up a chair by the hearth.